apologise in advance for the sound quality because I have come out and left my microphones at home. So this will be coming off the GoPro's mic, so it will probably sound awful. So expect lots of time lapse. What I want to do is take the sunroof out because at the moment it will crank up but it won't crank back. So it needs to be taken out, all the things inspected and lubricated, etc., and it needs setting up properly as well, because if you put the crank handle in the position it should be in, it sits down at one side and not at the other, so it's not right. And again, this is an ideal job that can be done in winter time, and I do actually want it working so that I can be sure it doesn't, if it gets caught out in a rain shower or something when I take it out in the summer, it doesn't leak. This is one of those jobs where having a workshop manual would be a good idea. What I have got has come from senator-monza.de, and these are the instructions for taking out the sunroof of a Series 2 Senator. And the reason for that is because when I actually joined a Zoom call with Derek a while ago and some of the other owners, and I was in the car, and Derek could sort of see the interior of the car, and he looked at it and went, "That's a Series 2 sunroof," and he's right. This whole sunroof mechanism, it's a very weak spot on these cars. This whole mechanism has been replaced at some stage with one out of a Series 2 car, so it's got a newer sunroof mechanism than the car originally would have had. So I've got some vague Google translated from German into English instructions, and we'll see what we can do. I mean, I remember in my old one I did actually once take the sunroof out to try and make it work. See that there, that's the handle locked in place in the position it should be in. It's too high there and not right over there, so something amiss. Now what the instructions say is to lift it up, first of all, like that. Crank the cover up, unhook the hinge springs on the headliner flap. So headliner has lifted up with it. Oh yeah, there are some hinge springs that hold it in place. Let's get my little pliers. Because basically what you have to do is get the headliner detached from the sunroof and slid back out of the way, and then from the inside you can get to the bolts that bolt the panel to the mechanism. So that's got that off there. Then you close the cover again, and then apparently you have to crank it backwards so that you can like detach the headliner from it. This might be where it all goes wrong because I don't think it's going to crank back. Feels like this side wants to move but that side doesn't, and actually that it's at an angle now. I can really see as well where these big rust patches are coming from. Again, it's that side that's not moving. Right, okay, I've got the inside panel loose. So what I've managed to do is get this bit of headlining here. If you like, it slides into here, and I've managed to get it back and get it slid back out of the way, which gives us access to everything. So you can see there's a lot of corrosion and nasties here, and something's not lining up over here. Okay, let's see what we've got then. It all looks in a bit of a state. Apparently the whole thing comes out. I wasn't thinking I'd have to take the whole thing out, but it does look like I might have to now. So they're just sliding parts. This is supposed to be sprung loaded, and look at the state of it. And that cable guide over there, can you see that? That cable guide there has lifted. Right, this whole mech's got to come out. This is another, take it out, refurbish it in the workshop, because it looks like we've got a pot rivet there that's failed. That's why I saw cables sticking out of the side there. And it would also give me an opportunity to treat all of this rust. Now I know I get, some of my viewers are here in the UK, some are in the US, and some are in Australia. I genuinely don't know what the situation is in Australia with screwdrivers, but I know in the US you tend to use those, which are Phillips. We in the UK tend to use that, which is Positron. And on the face of it they look the same, but Positron has got an extra sort of set of flutes in the centre. And the quickest way in the UK that people mangle the top of a screw head is to use a Positron screwdriver on a Phillips screw. And I am as guilty of it as the next person. The other reason I wanted to do this today is every Sunday, and it's a Sunday today, that's the whole sunroof mechanism there. Every Sunday, those of us owners that know each other get together on Zoom and talk about the cars. It's the most nerdy thing you could possibly do. And it's one of those moments where I'll say about this and Derek might go, all those sunroofs are as rare as hen's teeth, and I'll be completely then justified in doing a complete and utter spring pot rivet down to the basics, grind it all back to bare metal and refurbish it completely, restoration on it. Or he might go, yeah, I got 10 of them in my workshop, you can have one for 40 quid. And we'll just put a different one in. Okay, so turning to this bit, you can see what we've got going on here. The cables are completely out of their slots and it's all down to one broken rivet. I'm not so sure this is in too bad a state, you know. I think if there's nothing broken. Again, nothing broken, nothing bent, just a bit gummed up and a bit bleh. Okay, so I've been over to the workshop, got some of this nice car wrap, just to cover that, put some tape around the inside. Let's just cut that out so we can see what we're doing. Interesting thing while I was over at the workshop, I've noticed there's a bit missing. One of the levers that works up the on the rails, what it does, it's got a little bracket on it. I'll show you in a minute. It's got a little bracket on it that if you like, acts as a stop, and it's missing. And I think, and it was like clearly properly missing as well, because the screw that should hold it is in the bracket, but the stop is missing. And I think that what the upshot of that is that it will stop the it was on that side as well, which was the one that wasn't working properly. It will stop it unlatching. That clearly not good. This is what I was talking about. These two side rails, that one has got this additional bracket on it, which appears to have a bit of movement in it, whether that's adjustment or something, I don't know. And this one, the screw's there, but the bracket is missing in action. So we've actually got some holes there. This car's got so much paint on it. So we'll put the over up and then get some Janolite on that lot. Apparently when it's done its thing, it's all supposed to turn light grey. It's double skinned there, so a quick zap with a welder might work. This rust problem on the roof is spiralling. Over on the other side, I have already welded it, filleted it, glazed it, sanded it, and I am going to end up painting the roof. I'm resigned to that. The paint is in such a bad state up here. There's cracks and crazing all over it. It's terrible. There's about 4 layers of paint on it. So the roof is going to get a repaint. It's going to have to, and I'll blend it in down the sides. So I've turned the car around. Let's have a look at this. We've got some bubbles here that I didn't spot the other day. So we need to grind all of this back now and see how bad it all is. And then we'll do a bit of, I used MIG weld for that side, but I've got my TIG kit with me. Might try a bit of TIG welding on this because that was needing quite a lot of grinding down. Okay, so we've got some little spots in there that have gone right through. And of course we've got all this here that's gone right through. And some of this is very high here as well. I think it's best to cut all of that out and put a big patch in that. Wow, that tells us why it lifted up. That is genuinely horrible under there. Right, let's see if we can get that welded in there without setting the car on fire. That would be preferable. Right, that's as much of that fireproof stuff as I can get in there to catch anything. But I'm hoping not to drip anything in there. Okay, it's safe to say I've had nowhere near as much practice at TIG as I have MIG. So at the first sign of this not working, I'm giving up. TIG is done with reverse polarity. You have positive on the car and negative on the torch. It's also done with 100% argon gas, which fortunately I picked a bottle up of a long time ago when I was doing all that other welding. So I've got some freshly sharpened tungstens there. We'll just give this a quick try without any filler rod, just to see if it tacks in. I'm going to say I'm genuinely rather pleased with myself for that, because that has worked. That's gone in there nice. I've not set fire to the car. TIG is very different to MIG. MIG is dance music, TIG is a classical concert. Much gentler. And you sort of keep the heat on it for longer. I think my little bit of protection metal there has become an integral part of the car. Sorry, as I was saying, I'm going to go back to MIG because the gaps are now so big on that. I've got to build it up, and MIG's better at that. But as a first foray in TIG welding, I'm quite pleased with myself. Right, let's get some filler in there. It's absolutely freezing today, so I've given it a bit more hardener. Whew, it's getting really cold now. This roof is so nasty, it's actually got gunk in it. You know, it's got like holes and grit and all sorts of, it's horrible. The first person in the comments to say clay bar gets a because it's way worse than this. It doesn't need clay bar, it needs sandpaper. Hence why I'm gonna high build primer and paint the whole roof. You can actually see here where the primer's come through because the top surface didn't adhere properly. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that and I'm going to come back to it in the week and sand it. Come back to it one night next week because it is just so cold. It's going to take forever to go off. Yeah, that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next time when we're sort of sanding this down and prepping it for paint. Not sure I want to paint it while the weather's so wet, but if we get a few nice days, we'll see what we can do. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Yeah, like, subscribe, share. See you later.